Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are not wasting a damn second. Both of these teams are in the lobby, ready to go. We're loading in already. So this is going to be it. Game number 2 in this best of 5 between Senix.DOTA and Team ASDF. This is the grand finals of the AD2L Season 8 Champions League. So this is the best of the best in the AD2L, and these are some pretty high-ranking teams. We've seen a lot of teams come out of AD2L and you know, go straight into pro amateur and amateur tournaments. I mean, the new team U-Porn. The new team U-Porn, formerly No Brood Mama, they played in the AD2L, actually played in a couple local tournaments. I casted for them a number of times. They're really good guys, but you know, teams like that coming out of these tournaments. So you know, Senix and ASDF definitely at the top of their game, and going to be looking to bring in this fight. We had a very close game in game number 1, and we are into the draft of game number 2. So we're going to hop right over here. Thank you guys for watching, and you know, this is going to be it. Let's pop right over. Bam! So,
Dire Team Big.
Just updating Twitter here. Oh,
Radiant Team Big.
Oops, just pasted a link to a document that should not be shared. There we go. Aha! Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Twitterverse has been informed of this game's existence, and so let's move along, move along. We are into the, well, first stage of picks already. We've got the Tusk, Bounty Hunter, Leshrac, and Storm Spirit all banned out. I'm kind of curious about why the Storm is being banned out over the Lina. I fear Lina over Storm any day of the week, and it's been let through here. So ASDF is going to pick up the Gyrocopter. You hear that we didn't see in the last series. I believe he was banned out. I'm not 100% sure on that. But, yeah, I think the Tusk got through instead of the Gyro. It was Gyro... Yeah, I think it was Gyro, Bounty, Leshrac, and Storm that were banned in the last game. And so Gyro's going to get let through here, but Winter Wyvern is going to be the counter pick by Senix. And that combo, you cannot let any team have Wyvern and Gyro together. The combination of the two of them is just so strong. Everything about them is just insanely synergistic. I mean, they've got a beautiful everything. Wyvern's got a slow, Gyrocopter has a very small AoE damage over time. Like, you've got Call Down on top of the Winter's Curse. You got everything. Like, the heroes are just so damn good together, and they're not going to be seeing a combo today. We got Wyvern and Lina on the same team though. Senix was up against that last game. It was drafted by ASDF in game number 1, and to counter, we're going to have ASDF go straight into a Clockwork, and I kind of like this pick. I mean, Wyvern can fly over the cogs, which makes her a little better against the Clockwork. But Lina has a very hard time with cogs. She isn't able to cast any of her spells because she has such a long cast point. And so Clockwork is able to battery assault her out of most anything she can do. And you know, the best she can really hope for in that scenario is to just use herself up and survive long enough to you know, for those cogs to wear off.
Radiant Team Big.
Anyway, second phase of bans goes by really quickly with ASDF getting rid of the Juggernaut and the Disruptor, both heroes that we saw last game, played by Senix to great effect. But Senix bans out the Queen of Pain and the Templar Assassin, two mids that they just don't want going up against their Lina, and rightfully so. I mean, Queen of Pain does fare pretty evenly against the Lina. It's not a fantastic matchup for Quap, but she can play it well. Templar Assassin outright counters Lina if you can play it well. I most certainly can't. My team always says, oh, just pick the Templar Assassin. I'm like, no, you don't want me to do that. It's a bad idea. It's a bad idea.
Dire Team Big.
Certainly enough, it is. I should not play Templar Assassin. But does beat Lina on any other day. Anyways, second phase of picks going by really quickly, so off of the bans, onto the Rubik, Earthshaker, and Phantom Lancer. So I like this combo going for the Earthshaker and then into the Phantom Lancer. You kind of deny a hero that's really, really good against your carry. And at the moment, I mean, Gyrocopter does fairly well against Phantom Lancer, but none of these other heroes really do. I mean, Clockwork is pretty bad against Phantom-Lancer in all ways. I mean, doesn't really lane well against PL. PL can escape from the cogs. Later on in the game, it's hard to land a hook shot if he's crowded by a bunch of illusions. It's very, very difficult to play the Clockwork against the Phantom-Lancer, and the most you can really hope for is for him to go on you and you to turn on your Blade Mail and maybe find yourself a kill. But, you know, it'll go... This game is looking happy for Senix so far. I feel like they have a very, very strong draft. They've got a great tri lane. That Earthshaker is going to be free to roam around, help out mid quite a bit, as the Wyvern and the Phantom-Lancer can easily hold off the Clockwork on their own. Rubik on the side of ASDF, he's got a couple good spells to steal, but it's going to be really hard for him to survive to use any of those spells. I mean, if he gets caught inside the Wyvern ulti, he's going to be pretty much dead. Lina, if she wants to use the Laguna on the Rubik, it's pretty much an instant delete. Of course, if there's a good Echo Slam, Rubik will not be alive to steal it or do anything else. But he does have a decent amount of regular spells to steal. I mean, if he grabs himself any of Lina's spells, we talked about that last game, Earthshaker, unless you get like Enchant Totem, but you're more likely to get Fissure because Earthshaker is just going to be using Fissure more often. And of course, Phantom-Lance is pretty damn good as well. So Rubik's got a decent array of spells to steal. And Shadow Fiend is going to be the pickup for ASDF here. That's going to be their answer to the Lina, but I don't know if it worked all that well. They're going to need to assist that Shadow Fiend on the mid lane very, very hard. I mean, Lina's got great base damage. Despite not having a great attack animation, she can outlast hit Shadow Fiend, especially if the person playing Lina has, you know, has some knowledge and experience with the heroes. So Shadow Fiend might be in for a really rough time. But if SF can get those first few souls up, get up to level 3, maybe 4, where you can start leveling up Rays, he's going to be able to nuke down the wave quickly and easily, and just bugger off to the jungle instead of letting Lina harass him. So there's a couple ways mid can play out, but a lot of it will be on the rotations from the supports. Crystal Maiden going to be the final ban from Senix Esports as well. Actually, I think it was ASDF that did that last draft. They banned out Crystal Maiden, but I mean, it makes sense in this position here. ASDF is looking for a secondary support and someone that can just kind of like. I think the safe lane is pretty safe, all things considered. The Rubik and the Gyrocopter, there's not a lot of heroes that can just like straight up man up to that. So Rubik should be able to do a decent amount of zoning on his own. He'll probably need some help from the Gyro. You know, Gyro walking forward, threatening the Rocket Barrage, but you know, if they can keep that lane safe, a Crystal Maiden could have been able to stack a bunch, stack and pull, and get herself some experience in the jungle. So I like that ban out there. Darkseer banned out by ASDF, fearing that Senix is going to go for that nice tanky team fighting support and support offlane. I definitely agree with that ban. That's a hero that I think we probably would have seen come out if it hadn't been banned. I mean, the Darkseer in combination with the Wyvern is huge, and of course we talked about the AoE potential of the Earthshaker and the Lina, so that would have been a very, very potent combination. Ugh. They're spending a lot of time thinking about this pick. Who do we got left in the pool? Tuska's gone, Darkseer's gone, Clockwork's picked. Maybe we look at a Centaur here. Something to help Senix kind of get into these fights and, you know, just kind of rush down ASDF. It's not fantastic against what they have so far, but of course I think Return does proc on Gyrocopter's flat cannon, so Gyro's going to be inadvertently doing some damage to himself, but it's not going to be the Centaur, it's going to be the Wind Ranger, and that's going to be our offlane hero. So actually, okay, so there's two potential setups here. Either they're going the Earthshaker offlane, and they want to put the Lina support and the Wind Ranger mid, which makes relatively little sense to me. I think it'll probably be the other way around, and the other way is sticking the Wind Ranger in the offlane and then Earthshaker Wyvern support and the Lina mid. I think Lina mid is just too good to not give her farm. Putting her on a support role is, I feel like it's Well, I mean, I don't know. She farms well, so she's a good transitioning support. But she does so well with items that it feels a waste to not give her a priority role. But who knows? They have flexibility, and we'll see what they choose as we get into the game here. I think we should be able to tell with their picks who's going to be doing what. There's 10 seconds left in the reserve time of ASDF, thinking really hard about who they want to take as their second support, and Lion is going to be the choice. I'm not entirely sure how I feel about this. I think this is a definite outdraft by Senix.Esports. I think they've got the better lineup to deal with what ASDF has as opposed to the other way around, but you know, we'll see how it plays out. I think the Lion is relatively single target against, you know, that Phantom Lancer who relies on mass confusion and creating a lot of units, and Lion just doesn't fare all that well against that. And kind of the same with the Rubik there. I mean, Rubik, he does kind of have an AoE stun with his Q, but to be honest, his clearance of illusions is not all that great, and he is very susceptible to just kind of getting run down in team fights. So the supports feel a little weak to ASDF to me. Clockwork is usually a good pick, works really well against the Earthshaker and the Lina. However, it's not going to have a great time against the Wind Ranger, the Phantom Lancer, or even the Wyvern.
5 seconds remaining.
Gyrocopter, always a great hero, but a lot of the heroes that he's traditionally paired with, like the well, not the Lina, like the Wyvern and like the Earthshaker, are both out of the pool. So, what they just actually paused just so they could say go? Like, what is this? What, like, you just have to pause at the beginning of every game? I don't know. It's crazy stuff, man. Anyways, let's introduce the teams once again. I did that a little late last time and started reading off their names while fights were going on. But we got a Santa at NASA going to be playing the Lion. He's got a set of boots and he's walking down towards bottom lane. Not sure what the idea behind that is, but we've got Clockwork. He's going to be played by God's Hand, and he is teleported down to bottom to make sure he places that ward first. So really aggressive, well, not aggressive plays there, but making sure that he keeps himself nice and safe and doesn't risk his life by placing that ward. We got Rilk, going to be Rilk or Rilke, I'm not exactly sure what it is, but Rubik is going to be played by whoever that is, Rilke. Eleanor going to be played by going to be playing the Shadow Fiend, and Yolo Swagrico on the Gyrocopter. Over on the side of Senix.DOTA, we got Cora Y going to be taking that Wind Ranger over towards the offlane. Surf on the Earthshaker. We've got Aiko on the Lina, and Worse going to be played by playing the Winter Wyvern, and Fox down on bottom on the Phantom Lancer. Once again, thank you guys for tuning in. My name is Cptn.Canuck, and I'm joined here by Elevator.DOTA. He's going to be providing you the stat pop-ups throughout the course of this game. You can find us both on Twitter, myself at Cptn.Canuck.DOTA, and him at Elevator.DOTA, so check that out. But there's still a lot left in this series, so I'll save the plugs for later. But Game 2 beginning, Senix.DOTA up 1-0 in this best of 5 series for the grand finals of AD2L Season 8. I believe there's $110 on the line in this game. I could be mistaken, but I think that's what it is. So, you know, not a huge prize pool, but it's pretty big for amateur tournaments. So, you know, it could be bigger if you guys go over to patreon.com/AD2L and give us a little bit of money to help keep the league afloat and you know, pay for organizational costs, keep the prize pools as nice as they are, and you know, just help support amateur Dota. That's the way to do it, my friends. Patreon.com/AD2L. Check it out. Anyways, getting off to an early start. Like I said, they're not going to go for that weird, like, Lina support thing that I mentioned they could have done. Instead, it is going to be the Lina mid, and they've got the Wind Ranger up towards the offlane. And she's actually going to be helped out a little bit here by the Earthshaker. As I said during the draft, you know, Earthshaker can roam around this map a little bit because, you know, frankly, the bottom lane matchup... Oh, is he going to get... Oh, he needs one more attack. Come on. There we go. Oh, no, he hits the Shadow Fiend instead. So, Lina picks up the kill. So they find the courier. A little bit of a sloppy execution on that, but eventually they get the kill on the courier. But Eleanor did pick up his bottle, so he's at least going to have that. If the bottle had gotten sniped before it got to the Shadow Fiend, then things could have gotten disastrous. But for now, the SF should be alright. Like I said, this is a disadvantageous matchup for him. The Lina is obviously a much, much stronger mid-hero in general, and has a lot more to offer this lane, and a lot more kill potential too. I mean, if a Light Strike Array catches a Shadow Fiend, you can pretty much consider him dead. He's got a pretty low HP pool, and Lina just has so much burst damage, especially at levels 3 through 6. Like, she's just insanely strong. So Clockwork trying to block up on the bottom lane, and he has picked himself up a Stout Shield from the side shop, so he knows damn well that he needs to tank up a little bit to be able to compete in this lane. But I mean, we do see the Phantom Lancer just harassing him out with that Q, and Clockwork, no mana, no health to speak of, and he is going to be forced back. Fox, you know, pretty much just having the time of his life down here. He's obviously missing a couple CS. He's one behind everybody. Wait, actually, Clockwork has 10 CS. Okay. So he's actually been winning the CS battle down here, but it has come at a great cost to his HP pool. And, well, mid lane, they get themselves a good Light Strike Array with the slows from the Wyvern, and from then on, it's just auto attacks. They don't even bother wasting the Dragon Slave mana to finish that off. Instead, they just go attack, 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 and that Shadow Fiend is sad. He is dead, and back to base. Going to buy himself a pair of boots, and someone's dropped him a TP scroll, so he'll be able to get back to lane. Flying through the league, Yellow Swag Rico is 4-0 on 6.84 Gyrocopter in Season 8 with a historical record of 61% in all ticketed matches. So, yeah, Gyro is a hero that this guy knows how to play and spent a lot of time playing. Some really good numbers for this season, and of course, I mean, Gyro, just super strong hero in general. So, you know, ASDF, they've got a lineup that can do things, especially if this Gyro gets off the ground, but you know, like I said, I definitely think the draft victory goes in favor of Senix, and we're going to see that start to come into play here. Like I said, Clockwork got a lot of early last hits, but now that the Wyvern has finished camping out mid and is instead down here, Clock is not going anywhere near this wave, and if he does, he's going to get slowed up and chased down to death. Now mid, there's an engagement coming out here as both supports, Surf from Senix and Rilke from ASDF have both ganked at the exact same time, and the Earthshaker ends up getting the worst of that exchange with the Rubik picking up the kill. Oh, Lina misses on the LSA. If she had hit that, that was a dead Clockwork. He's going to pick up a regen rune. Gives him most of his mana back, but not going to get him too much health before that gets popped out. But, Surf drags a creep wave with him down to bottom there, and it's going to deliver that to Lina. She doesn't have any spells to nuke that down, so she's going to pull it back to the wave. And going to Bottle Crow with that courier. Sending it back to base, going to fill her up, and for now, she's actually going to be in a little bit of a weak position in this lane, as SF has gone off to stack up the camps, but there is a sentry here guarding this out. I think Wyvern walked up there and placed that earlier, so no camp to spawn, and Shadow Fiend has a lot more resources than Lina does in this lane right now. So this is SF's opportunity to really take over this lane. He's got the ability to raise down these waves quickly. Lina does not have the ability to counter it out, and we see exactly that. He walks forward, throws 2 raises, gets 3 of the creeps in the wave, and instantly heads back to the jungle. And Lina, when she gets her bottle, she might be in a little bit more of a comfortable position to fight, but she's going to have a really hard time you know, gaining control of this lane again. I mean, you want to pressure the SF so that he can't leave lane, and then you want to blow him up with your superior nuke damage. But you can't do that right now in the state you're in with this low health, this low mana, and when the SF is just roaming off to the jungle whenever he can. In terms of CS, the Shadow Fiend and the Phantom Lancer are equal at this point. Fox is having a great time farming way down on the bottom lane. Just hit his level 6, and it's going to make things really hard for the Clockwork. If a, you know, if a Lance and a Doppelganger go out on the Clockwork, he might just be dead. I mean, you can't cogs that many illusions off, so it's something he's got to be very careful about. And, I think if we see Fox grab his power trust from the side shop in the next minute or so, he's just going to use that immediately to run over to the Clock and start beating him up. Shadow Fiend back in mid lane, raising down the waves. He's got his bottle back on the courier once again, so just, you know, making sure that he's always high on resources and coming right back into the jungle. And I think he's going to realize that that's blocked now. And actually, that was the last spawn that was blocked. So if the supports head over there right now, they're going to completely waste his entry. Top lane though. Oh, is Wind Ranger going to get out of this one? Oh no, she's not. Gets telekinesis back, throws out a shackle shot, but it is not enough. And the CS from the Lion and the Rubik will hold her back long enough for Yellow Swag Rico to find himself. Actually, no, that wasn't his first kill. Who got the kill there? Was it the Rubik again? No, Lion got the kill. So, First kill in this tri lane goes to the Lion, and oh, engagement coming out here as Surf finds himself in behind the tier 1 tower. And oh, Eiko, he wants to grab this SF, but can he land the stun? He does get the LSA. Not enough mana for the Laguna Blade. Is he going to throw it? Oh, he looked like he wanted to. I think one auto attack and a Laguna Blade would have done it if he was... I think he actually thought he was going to miss that stun, to be honest. He walked up here, he threw the stun, and he like hesitated a moment as the SF just stood there stunned, and it took him 1 second too long to activate his full array of spells, and it allows Shadow Fiend to walk away from that.
Coming in.
Set this. Not entirely sure. I'm trying to make sure that my open mic works for Dota TV. If it doesn't, I'm going to be really upset. Oops, alright. I am missing kills here as they find the Lina, oh sorry, the Earthshaker, up on the high ground. Sorry, my bad. I'm really messing with this settings. I'm keep being worried that something's... Oh no! Lina goes for the Laguna Blade into the Dragon Slave, knowing it's enough damage, but she actually missed the Dragon Slave, and so Rubik walks away from that. They're gonna find a Shackle out on Yellow Swaggeriko, but it's only level 1, so it's not gonna hold him... Or
Dire's
bottom tower
is
got the names
under attack.
Right there, but it's not.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Anyways, Lion goes down. Wait, where did Lion go down? Lion went down. Oh, down on bottom. Looks like he showed up for the PL and just got jumped on instead. So that's the second game that somebody's come to gank this Radiant safe lane and just gotten blown up completely. Looks like our Phantom Lancer is going to walk away. Playing Core, going to trade some hits with the Gyrocopter for now. But, oh, that Rocket Barrage is going to do some work. Is the ultimate going to land? It does not. The Wind Run is enough to pull her out from harm's way, and she does walk away from that. I'm surprised she didn't start chugging those bottle charges as she was Wind Running. That was... if she had gotten caught by the last little tick of that rocket, or that cooldown, I think she might have been toast. Clockwork doing surprisingly alright down on this bottom lane. Like I said, I kind of expected him to die as soon as Fox got his power treads. Like I assumed this PL could be a lot more aggressive than he was being, but you know, it seems like Fox is just content to farm up and just focus on the last hits and not worry too much about what the Clockwork is doing. And you know, it's led to the Clockwork getting 24 CS, but you know, that's totally fine. The Wind Ranger has gotten her fair share as well, and has picked herself up a bounty rune. I think she might have gotten one before this as well, so she's doing pretty alright in terms of net worth. So team's relatively even in terms of both gold and kills. A couple of misplays across the board with you know, that Lina not catching out the Shadow Fiend or the
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Smoke Gank gets deflected here as Worse jumps himself up over that cliff, and the hook shot is nowhere near. It looks like he saw both. Because, I mean, the Earthshaker went this way, the Wyvern went this way, and the hook shot went this way. So I think he just kind of saw them both and just kind of threw it in the middle. I mean, it's a weird thing to say, but you know, our brains kind of do work like that. And I've had more than my share of moments where you know, people are walking away close to each other. And you just throw it right between them. It's weird brain stuff. Anyways, Fox is getting jumped on. He's going to have to jump away, and that Doppelganger is not taken far enough to get himself out of harm's way quite yet, but he does survive with a sliver of HP. Lina is going to die herself, but Wyvern just going to be forced into the trees. Going to try to heal herself up. Actually survives, but no. Raze turns back around, and Eleanor gets himself a double kill. Sorry about my camera controls, guys. I know they are not fantastic. Like I said, I'm trying to adjust to this smooth drag camera thing. There's, I don't know. What I used to do before was I would do the grab and drag, where you middle click, and wherever you clicked, you would drag the screen to that. Like you would. Well, I obviously can't do it right now because I changed the setting, but you just kind of hand drag. I don't know what the
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Anyways, I changed it to the smooth drag option, which now just makes it kind of slowly pan in the direction of your mouse while you've got the middle mouse held, and it's a lot smoother. It looks a lot better, but I'm very inexperienced with it, which means that I have, you know, I just accelerate it way too much and just throw the camera all over the place all the time. So, my apologies, but anyways, back to the game. Top lane, DD activated on the Wind Ranger. Is she going to be able to find blood with this, though? She really wants to sneak in behind this tower and get a shackle shot out on Lion. He's in the perfect position, and oh no, she throws it on the creep, and instead gets hexed up. Lion not going to be able to get his stun after that, though. He doesn't have enough mana, in Wind Ranger just hightailing it for the hills. Is she going to be able to get out, though? She's going to run headlong into a Rubik. He's going to telekinesis up, throw her back, but there's not enough mana for an Earth Spike from the Lion, and now they're looking to try to turn this back around with the Wyvern. Maybe not. Alright. We can't find the Rubik, but instead just kind of pull a wave, and it creates a little bit of pressure on the tower.
Coming in.
Looks like the entirety of ASDF has shown up, and they're ready to fight.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Good old Yule's build up on this
Dire's are
SF.
fortified.
I personally am not a huge fan of this build. I feel like it leaves you way too squishy and just doesn't give you enough. Like, sure, maybe you find a wombo combo somewhere on the map, but I feel it's a build much more suited to pub gameplay, where people are disorganized and you know you can find people just sitting out on their own. In professional gameplay like this, obviously this is fully professional, but these teams know what they're doing, and they know how to coordinate. It's very unlikely that they're going to get caught out on your own, and you know, the SF just isn't going to find the chance to you know, fully channel out his ultimate without being disrupted in one way or another. But Fox has his Diffusal Blade and has shown up ready for a fight. Gets hooked up, but just throws out illusions. He's kind of taking up the front line of this, and there goes the Finger of Death. So maybe being a little bit overconfident and ends up getting erased by the Lion. The Clockwork is going to trade his life for the PL and the Winter Wyvern. So good trade for ASDF, I feel, as that Phantomancer was sitting near the top of the net worth charts. Yeah, just behind the Shadow Fiend in terms of gold. So yeah, really good fight there. Like I said, I think PL just overestimated his survivability. He got hooked, and then he instead of doppling away instantly, he kind of walked around. He hesitated a bit. He microed his illusion, and it was just enough time for the Lion to walk in, throw that finger, and that was it. Bye bye, kitty. Alright, Diffusal is a first item, built 26% of the time on PL, so it's like he's with a decent majority of people. There's obviously that drums build that makes you a little bit tankier, kind of prevents you from getting blown up by things like this, and actually considering the amount of kind of wombo that's on ASDF right now, between the Finger of Death and the potential for a Shadow Fiend Yule's ulti, I think he might have wanted to go for that drums build. Keep you a little bit tankier, you know, make sure that you don't get blown up like you just did there, but just for a little bit of a greedier build, a little bit more of a brawly build, ready to fight as early as possible. Goes for the Diffusal, and it just doesn't pay off. Yule Scepter now up on Lena. She's sitting at close to 80 CS, which is... it's a decent score. She's not had the best farming game. It's obviously not compared to the Shadow Fiend, who's been in and out of his jungle all game long, but Looks like this bottom lane smoke gank might turn into blood from PL. He just used his doppelganger aggressively, and there goes the gyrocopter call down. And actually, Gyro might have almost gotten that kill on his own had he been left to his own devices there, but thankfully his team hooks in at the last second. Rubik does pick up that kill with a Fade Bolt, and that's going to be the end of the Phantom Lancer. Now, I didn't realize this earlier, but there is a Laguna Blade on the Rubik, so they are still looking for blood, hunting through the jungle, and you know, normally a Rubik would never be up this far alone, but A, he's seen that that there's people up on top lane, and B, he's got this spell, so pretty much anybody he runs into, he can kill almost instantly.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified.
Yeah, they see it. They're ready to go. They want to go on this Lina like us. Oh my god! Did she just do it? She just did it. Oh man, she evades the Laguna Blade with her Yule Scepter, but it's not going to matter. Her health pool is not big enough, and that's going to be the end of the Lina. Now, Phantom Lancer TP's in to try to turn this back around, looking for God Hand, and they are going to spend the Winter's Curse to finish him off. So 2 for 2 down on the bottom lane, and the 2 that Senix got are arguably much higher value than, actually, not arguably, they are much higher value than what ASDF has gotten. You can see that in the gold swing. About 1,000 gold going in their favor, and of course they've got about 700 XP as well. So Senix definitely getting the better trade out of that, as ASDF went just a little bit too aggro, throwing themselves in behind this tower. But man, I can't believe that Lina used off the Laguna Blade. If that Laguna Blade had hit, I think ASDF has a lot more resources to continue fighting when the PL shows up, and maybe don't die there. I'm not entirely sure. That PL definitely has a lot of chase potential, so he could have run them down, but who knows? Who knows? We will never know. Alright, another smoke gank coming out. Looks like they are ready to ready to fight. But where are they going to go on the map? Looks like they maybe want to go on the PL, but he's kind of evasive in mid lane. Action is happening here. The Clockwork hooks in, and oh my god, that last Magic Wand charge keeps the Shadow Fiend alive. They're trying to turn it back around. The Earth Spike misses. Cogs are going to push the Earthshaker back, though, with the Finger of Death. They're going to get ES. Worse is going to embrace himself up here, but damage is going to be enough for ASDF to bring him down. Now, Windranger finds himself in the middle of 4, and oh my god, that is 2 Earth Spikes missed in a row by Santa at NASA. He is not a happy camper, and they're going to do what they can here. Mana being drained from the high ground by the Lion. He doesn't have enough for a stun still, so he just blinks right back out. And although insanely messy, they get out clean. They find themselves a kill on both the Earthshaker and the Winter Wyvern, and ASDF get all 5 of their heroes out despite being incredibly low, and that Windranger coming in at the
middle
last
tower is under attack.
Yasha pick up from PL, so he's going straight into the into those, you know, hard-hitting illusions. He wants to get that Manta style up, and he's got the Diffusal Blade going as well. So he is all about the damage right now, not so much about the survivability. And I think this may have been to his detriment, to be honest. I mean, I really feel like there's a lot on the side of ASDF that he should worry about in terms of damage. I mean, just a couple good raises, a Requiem of Souls, a Finger of Death, anything can, you know, bring him within pretty close to death. But still not counting Senix out of this by a long shot. They're pretty far behind at this point. I mean, if we look at the graphs, it's really far out in terms of XP, but gold is actually pretty even. So I think they're doing all right for themselves. If they can band together and get themselves a couple good team fights here, they might be able to bring this game back. They're going to run to the Gyrocopter first thing, but there's not going to be room for a Shackle Shot here. There's just no trees in line, and they throw the Shackle anyway, but it just doesn't latch. And there's the Clockwork. He's looking for Lina. She uses up right away, but that cuts off the Windranger's escape approach, and she is just going to have to try to walk out near the side of the base. But these PL illusions are in here, and they actually tank up quite a bit of the Rocket Barrage damage, which means that Windranger has a chance to get out. She's going to try to TP in the trees, and that vision allows her to get out. So far, it's just a Lina for a Lion trade, and it's going to be a disengage. So wow, I can't believe that Windranger actually got out. There was so many factors that were just so close. I mean, the PL illusions mostly sitting right here, tanking up that damage so that she could wind run out with 40 HP and begin bottling back up. And then she sneaks in behind this tree, and Gyro doesn't pursue. I think if Gyro just walks around this tree and starts auto-attacking, she dies. But instead, she gets the TP and, like I said, gets out. Much to my disbelief. Clockwork sitting on a blade mail. I think he's had that for a little bit. I'm not exactly sure what the timing on that pickup was, but he's got that for these fights, and that's actually going to mean quite a bit. Like I said, one of the only things you can really do if the PL starts swarming you as Clock is really just... Why are there 2 rockets? What? There were 2 homing missiles there. Okay, interesting. Yeah, like I said, there's very few things you can do as a Clockwork once that PL gets on you, and turn on Blade Mail and try to survive is one of them. So that'll be really good for him. And of course, there's always things like the Laguna Blade. Oh, man, what was on that courier? Winter Wyvern gets jumped on here. Finger of Death is going to go out instantly, and she tries to Cold Embrace up, but it is not enough, and there goes the tower. Alright, so back to checking out what is on that courier. Select a Radiant Hero. Okay, it was a Ultimate Orb. Ultimate Orb. So it was just flying across mid for I'm not sure what. Actually, it was going from the secret shop directly over to Phantom Lancer and just flew straight through the mid here. So Phantom Lancer unfortunately getting a Seam's courier kill. That's going to mean a 2-minute delay on his Manta style that he pretty much has at this point, but he's used the Doppelganger here. He's going to need to try to find a sneaky TP out, but I don't think it's going to happen. They've got heroes with stuns ready to go, and yeah, this is going to be the end of Fox. There he goes. Yeah, that was just, once again, I think that was just far too cocky plays. I mean, he saw a TP coming in, and he stayed to hang around. And, you know, when he saw more people showing up, instead of just, you know, doppling back and running away, he went into the trees and tried to go for the cheeky play. And I think if you just, you know, doppel back and at least try to run for down here, maybe sneak your way into a place where the other team doesn't know where you're going, you can get that TP out. But he just had nothing to go on there. Once he walked into those trees, he was as good as dead. Windranger took the opportunity to push out mid, or top rather, a little bit here, and is chipping away at the tower. Has done about 400 damage to it, but realizing there's people coming, she gets that wind run going and gets the hell out. So she's going to be TPing back to base, but she had teammates nearby that were kind of pinging out. I don't know if she wanted to stay or not. Alina didn't have enough mana to do anything there, really, so it's probably better that she leaves. Check up on the items tab, see if there's anything interesting going on. I think I've covered most people's things. There's a Black King bar up now on Eleanor, so a lot stronger, a lot more able to walk around and just do things in fights. She's almost 2k gold in the bank as well, so we'll see what that next item is planned as in the coming minutes. Beginnings of an Aghanims on the Lina. She's got 3 pieces of that and 40 gold left to go until she finds the 4th, so it's going to be an Aghanims there very soon. Casual Cloak on Wyvern. She's been looking for that Glimmer Cape for quite a while now, not going to find it. Windranger realizing she's in trouble. She's going to start jumping away from that. She's got a haste rune up, so I doubt she's going to get hooked or anything. Lion goes for a blink, but he might be in trouble now as he gets shackled up to the trees, and they're ready to go, but the Gyro and the whole team of ASDF is behind that, ready to help fight, and Lion survives it, and they find a PL kill instead. They're going to pull the Earthshaker. What? Okay, they're not going to pull the Earthshaker back. The Black King bar goes out onto Eleanor, but wow! The Laguna Blade with the Winter's Curse and the auto attacks is more than enough to bring down the Shadow Fiend, so they trade 2 for 1 in that engagement in ASDF. They get a good trade, but they do lose their very high-value Shadow Fiend. So, check the fight recap. Yeah, the gold change was not all that significant. About 500 in favor of ASDF. Back to the items, like I said, not too much else that's interesting. PL has finally gotten the ability to pick up his Manta style after that Courier Fubar there, so he's going to have that for the next fight, which may be a little bit nicer for him. Gyrocopter is sitting on a Sanjin Yasha, now working towards a BKB, of course has had those drums for quite a while now. Blink Dagger on the line, we talked about that much earlier. Blade Mail, talked about that. There's a 4-staff coming up on the Clockwork, so he'll have that in the next coming fight. And Rubik, poor Rubik, has nothing but a bracer to his name. Check where our graphs are laying after that. So the net worth has always been in the favor of ASDF, sitting at about 4,000 now. But the XP was the thing that had been holding... actually, sorry. The net worth was relatively even and has now plunged down to 4K, whereas the XP has always been in ASDF's favor and is now plunging down towards the 7,500 mark. So, scary for Senix. They really need to make a fight happen, but they're starting to prove that they can do that. I mean, they got the Lina with the Ags online. If that Wyvern lands a really good ultimate and they bring down the Shadow Fiend and or the Gyro quickly enough, they should be able to make these fights happen the way they want them to. But PL, like I said, he's just built so squishy, and the insane amount of AoE burst damage that ASDF can provide is really doing a good job of shutting this PL down. Learning a lesson from last time, he just throws Manta Illusions up the lane, and instead goes back to farming. So PL is going to start making his way towards his next item. I imagine that's going to be a Heart of Tarask. I don't see what else it could be. Like I said, he's really starving on health right now. Top lane, this is going to be a dead win rate. She tries to get a Yule's up. Actually, wait, she doesn't have Yule's, does she? Yeah, that was oh, that was a SF Yule's. Interesting. Okay. They catch her either way, and they find her with that raise at the end there. So Shadow Fiend finds himself a kill, and the Wind Ranger is down. They might want to pressure top lane a little bit here. They cleared out the wave, but their wave is very far back, sitting still up on their side of the river, so I don't imagine they're going to be hitting that tier 2 quite yet, but instead they kind of swing over towards mid, and they throw up a few really nice aggressive wards. They've had this one up for a while, but they throw this one up here. Whoa! I didn't even notice the change on the altar here. That's a lot nicer looking, though. It also leaves quite a bit more room for wards. I've played like probably 14 games on Reborn so far, and I have not seen this cliff, so interesting. Anyways, mid tower going to face some pressure as the DD rune is popped by Shadow Fiend, so things going to start to heat up here on the mid lane. There are 4 heroes waiting behind that Shadow Fiend, so they're just going to let him do the work, clearing out the wave and smacking down this tower, and be ready and waiting if the fight breaks out. We've got 10 heroes all within the vicinity, all ready to fight if it should come to that. Things are looking exciting. Is God's Hand going to throw that hook? He's spotting things out. He's looking like he wants to, but he's got to make sure his entire team is on board and ready to jump with him. Oh, Senix is going to go first. They throw out an Echo Slam, but it's not all that great. Not many heroes close to it. And the Finger of Death is going to bring down the Earthshaker. He's going to be the first casualty of war. Now, Wyvern goes for the Winter's Curse. It only catches the single gyrocopter on his own, though. He's picking up the Iron Branch. An Iron Branch dropped here. Pick it up. I thought there was a gem, actually, the way he was pinging that, but so Gyrocopter gets held down with the Winter's Curse and immediately into the Laguna Blade, and that's going to be a 1-for-1 trade. The Earthshaker for the Gyro, so Senix gets a trade that I think is favorable for them, and they're going to defend their tier 1 tower, more importantly. Earthshaker now has his blink. Oh, actually, I think he had it for that fight. I think that was how he got the Echo Slam off. I don't remember having it much that. Yeah. Wow, words are hard today. I don't remember him having it much longer before that, so he must have just picked it up in time for that fight. But yeah, Phantom Lancer just back to farming once again. Like I said, I think he really needs to get that Heart of Tarask, and I'm pretty sure that'll be his next item. But we'll see as this game continues. Really shouldn't be drinking more water. I really have to go to the bathroom, but my throat is just so dry. It's the terrible catch-22 of casting. Like, you're using your voice a lot, so you have to you have to drink, but you're sitting in a chair for a very long time and you can't leave because you have an obligation to the viewers, so you have to stay if your bladder is full. So I've had I don't know how those guys that do those crazy long casts, 2-hour-long casts. I don't think I've ever had a game go much longer than an hour. I've casted some 70-minute games, maybe an 80-minute game, but I've never done like a 2-hour one. It's the guys that cast those that just are insane. Oh, they find Fox! No, no, if he had gone for the Hex instead of the Earth Spike, that was a kill easily. But instead, he opts to go for the Earth Spike, and it's just a little bit too slow as it travels. Wait, what? He got stunned in base? I didn't catch that, but oh my god. Yeah, that was nanoseconds away from being a kill, and yet it was not. Man, Roshan's... Look at this.
Yes.
Roshan's tail is swinging into lava every second of every day. Like, either this guy's tough as nails, or... I don't know, like, his tail's literally going in lava. I know we're in high fantasy here, friends, but I mean that makes Roshan one serious badass. Like, you're telling me he only has 10 armor? Like, he can deal with lava, but he only has 10 armor. Sounds like a joke to me, friends. All right, smoke is up, and Senix want to contest this. They know their opponents are in the Roche pit, and they're trying to get there as quick as possible. And this gyro has actually dropped incredibly low. One Laguna Blade will finish him off. If he shows his face, he's dead. They're going to go for the Lina first, trying to lock her down, making sure that she can't do what she needs to bring down that gyro, and he's just going to TP out right away. They want no part of this. But the Clockwork is doing such a good job at holding down that Lina, and finally, the Blade Mail wears off, and they find the kill on the Clockwork. But there we go. Shadow Fiend in the pit, didn't have a Blink Dagger or a TP, could not get out of there, and instead is going to be stuck waiting for his death. So, turns on the BKB and actually gets a kill out on the Earthshaker, so they're turning this back around, maybe? That's not the ultimate, but it's him versus the world right now. Gyro comes back in, turns on the BKB, and oh my god! The damage from that flat cannon, I did not expect that to do as much work as it did, but they find themselves 4 kills, now looking for the Wyvern, and they find her. That is it, a full wipe. 5 heroes for 3 by ASDF, and I did not expect that to happen the way it did. Gyrocopter went all the way back to base after that Roshan fell, and immediately walked right back towards the pit, and managed to get there in time to clean up that fight. Shadow Fiend, like I said, he just kind of sat in the pit and waited for his demise. But it never came as the Aegis popped off, kept him alive, and eventually he came back. So beautiful fight, well executed, and ASDF find themselves in a very favorable position as they're probably going to get this bottom tier 2 and maybe some chip on the mid tier 1. I doubt this is going to go down, but yeah, there's a fissure to hold it off, and Wyvern's going to be up in 3 seconds, so that's not going to fall, but this tier 2 most definitely is. See the graph spiking down once again, so over 7,500 in terms of ASDF's XP lead, and just down over 5k in terms of net worth. So they have a firm grasp on their game, on this game, and it is theirs to lose. I was talking in the draft about how I felt like Senix had a much stronger draft, but it's there. I mean, ASDF is proving me wrong here. They've got the Shadow Fiend just doing absolute work in all of these fights. He won the mid lane when I think he probably shouldn't have, and you know, came out of it strong. And the PL, who I thought was going to be able to do work in these fights, has just not been able to survive. He just doesn't have enough health, and like I said, I keep saying this over and over, but the AoE damage from ASDF is just huge. And oh man, good kill there on the Rubik there. Are they going to be able to turn this back around though? Oh, Fissure looking for the Lion, doesn't quite catch him, but maybe they find the Clockwork. Can he doppel over? Yeah, doppels over the cogs, and this is going to be a Clockwork kill for sure here. So turns on the Blade Mail, hopes for the best, but the Echo Slam catches 1, but it's more than enough to keep Santa and NASA from getting the Hex out onto the Phantom Lancer, which is what they wanted, and 3 heroes go down in exchange for nothing but the Earthshaker. Got to pause here, and normally I would use this pause to run to the bathroom, but there's so much interesting stuff happening that if people reconnect, I am not going to... Like, I don't want to miss this. I don't want to be in the bathroom when this fight finishes. So we will sit tight. Sit tight and drink more water. Make the problem worse. Alright, let's check back with the items menu and see what else has updated since we last checked. That 4-staff was completed on Clockwork, and it looks like he's heading towards perhaps a Lotus Orb with that plate mail there. I'm not exactly sure what that's going to be. I doubt it'll be an AC, so probably the Lotus. I have Scotty on the Shadow Fiend. That, I mean, I had that highlighted quite a bit. It looks like the Phantom Lance is trying to go for Scotty himself, so tanky, but once again, I think greedy. Like I said, like I don't think the Scotty gives you as much health and as much ability to fight as that Heart of Taras does, and I'm harping on this all game because I really feel like it's true. Like the Phantom Lancer, he's not surviving in fights long enough to do anything, and we've seen this time and time again with the flat cannon and the raises, and of course the Finger of Death. If and when it catches him, he just disappears. He's not in the fights, so. Unfortunato. Pause, pause, pausity, pause. What else is there to talk about here? Roshan is down. We don't have a timer for it yet. Looked at items. We've looked at graphs. Alright. I am going to run to the bathroom. This pause looks like it's going to take a little bit longer. I will be right back, folks. I really hope this doesn't turn out badly for me, but I'll keep it focused on Gyrocopter just in case they do unpause while I'm gone. I will be right back. I'm going to run as fast as I can. Haha, I am back. I am back. Alright. They're still not connected. Alright, what has been said here? It's having a blue screen restarting computer? Source. Alright, so team's just chatting it up right now while we wait for Rubik to try to get his thing sorted out here, but blue screen is not a good sign. I mean, if your computer is having hard drive issues during the game, it might not be in your best interest to reconnect. But, you know, your team needs you, man. Like, what else are you going to do? You run down to a LAN cafe or something? I don't know, but it is not good. Actually, that's a double negative. It is not good. But, anyways, Wind Ranger here, she is sitting about 200 gold away from her Aghanim Scepter, so once she gets that, she's going to be a fighting machine, and I mean, she's died a lot, she's 0-4, doesn't have a ton of farm, but if she can get herself, you know, a Monkey King bar, or even a Daedalus later on in this game, she is going to be a force to be reckoned with. I mean, if you can land a Shackle Shot onto the Gyrocopter and just focus fire him, he'll die pretty damn quickly to a focus-fired Wind Ranger, so I think they really need to make sure that she gets something so that they can... they have another option for dealing with these really big aggressive cores from Team ASDF. And I mean, we can already see her moving up towards the top lane here. She's got this haste rune and is heading all the way up here so that she can clear out these creeps and start hitting this tower while the fight continues. And you know, if they do manage to get this Gyrocopter, SF is already walking back to base. I don't think there's... Well, I mean, he could buy a TP and come up top to thwart this out, but I think if the Wind Ranger is smart, she just, you know, kind of walks around the Shadow Fiend. I mean, there's nothing he can really do to catch her out. Maybe he can get that Yule's Requiem, but to be honest, I think she just 4-staffs away, and I don't know if the full Requiem combo will kill her. Like, what's the damage on it? It's 160 per soul. Trask for Scotty. Scotty provides 725 health for 0.13 health for 1 gold, and Heart of Trask provides 1,060 for 1 point. Oh, I didn't catch the last number there, but it is more efficient. The Heart is more efficient in terms of pure health, and of course, it. The bigger thing that I was talking about though is that the Heart allows you to disengage and re-engage. You know, if you take a lot of damage, if you take a finger and you can doppelganger away, you can sit there for a few seconds and the regen on that item will pump you back up to half or 2/3 of your health within a matter of 10, 15, 20 seconds. And so your ability to get out of a fight and then get right back into it to clean up is huge, where you don't have that with the Scotty. So despite the Scotty being a decent health item, one that tanks you up enough, it's not enough to make Phantom Lancer into this, you know, kind of in-and-out team fighter that I feel like he should be, and especially in this game, because like I said, there's a lot of burst damage, and I mean, we can see this right here. I mean, an engagement broke out. Obviously, it went Senix.DOTA's way this game, or this engagement, but, you know, they got 3 kills, and Phantom Lancer is at half health. If he had a run-in with Shadow Fiend right now, SF would just right-click him to death. So he's got to be really careful about, you know, how he plays this with the Scotty. And I mean, he has a lot more, he has a lot better option for, you know, for kind of kiting people around. You can throw an illusion at them, apply the Scotty, and you can walk away from it and stuff. But you still don't quite have the re-engagement options that I mentioned earlier. Now, the other thing that I want to mention is that I saw a Reddit thread the other day that was saying that Scotty and Diffusal don't properly stack in Reborn, which is a huge problem if that is the case. So I'm going to try to click on something that PL attacks and see if it is applying both. Because if it's not, and Fox is not aware of it, this could be hugely detrimental to their game plan here. And I clicked on that range creep and I didn't see a Scotty icon apply there, so there may not be... Alright, the Ancients will help. Okay, so it's getting slowed. Oh, but it doesn't have mana burn. It's Magic Move, so it doesn't take a mana burn, so it's taking the Scotty. Alright, yeah. I gotta see this on a beefier target. Let's see this guy. Okay, he takes the Scotty. Oh, no, he doesn't have mana. Alright, when he attacks the range creep. Scotty slow and the mana was burned. Okay, so it is working properly now. They must have hotfixed that. I had to look so hard for an example of that, but there we go. So it is. These two are properly stacking. They are of course supposed to stack, but for some reason they weren't. I don't know. It was weird. Oh no! It wasn't Scotty and Diffusal. It was Scotty and Lifesteal weren't properly stacking in Reborn. That was what the thread was, and that applies to a different set of heroes. I think actually SF is going to be... SF's going to be the one that has the problem with that now, because he's got Scotty and he has no the Dominator. So we'll see if that is indeed stacking for him. It looks like he's going to
Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified.
Clockwork goes for a hook and doesn't find it. No Aghanim Scepter, so that's going to be a minute cooldown on the hook. Hex on the Frog and a finger on the Wind Ranger. And this could turn into an ugly team fight. That's 2 big abilities wasted right off the bat. And the Echo Slam is good. Lands on everybody. 2 heroes locked down. There's the Winter's Curse as well. They're going to be able to bring down Team ASDF. No questions about it. God's Hand is going to get cleaned up by the PL Illusions. SF trying to TP away in the trees, but there's no stun to hold him in place. So the SF's going to be the one to survive. But top tier 2 falls, and now they're going to be looking for the tier 3s as well. This is almost a guaranteed set of racks. No one left with buybacks to defend this. So this is going to be one lane. Thankfully, they have tier 2s up in the other lanes, so they aren't going to be losing 2 sets of racks. But if this tier 2 was dead, they would almost certainly go for the second set. working their way through backdoor regen right now, but the Wind Ranger has that focus fire up, and of course that is on the Agony. So after this melee rack size, she'll be able to focus fire the range once again. So easy racks there. Amazing fight from Senix though. That was all on the back of Surf's Echo Slam. It was absolutely beautiful. Caught all 5 heroes in place, and that allowed him to hold them down. I couldn't quite see who was stacked on top of each other. There was 2 heroes that were kind of just right there, clumped up on top of each other. But Earthshaker kept them completely stun locked until that Winter's Curse came in. And the Winter's Curse, once that hit, it was just done. Oh man, beautiful play there as the Wind Ranger finds herself a shackle. 4 staffs out the Winter Wyvern and ends up getting herself a kill on the Clockwork. Meanwhile, on the mid lane here, the Phantom Lancer going a little bit aggressive, wanted to find a kill onto the Rubik, but doesn't end up finding what he wants. And now with the Clockwork down, they're ready to go for the Tier 2. Smoke up on the ASDF roster. I don't know if they want to fight this. They shouldn't be fighting this without Clock. It looked like they might have wanted to with that smoke. They were like, oh, maybe they think we won't fight, so let's fight. But no, they're just gonna back up to their base, play it safe, and clear out their waves. Now, this Roshan clock is completely and utterly broken. I do not know when or how Roshan is gonna spawn, but it should be sometime in the next couple minutes. That's just my internal clock making a guess, but I'm pretty sure we're looking at a Roshan in the next minute or 2. But clock doesn't work in Reborn. Thanks, Valve. Thanks, Valve. Thanks, Valve. Nice clock. Nice clock. Works really well. I like to tell time. I like to tell what time Roshan's going to be. Oh well, it's not like I could read it before anyways. Stupid Valve. Anyways, the potential 5-man push on the bottom lane, it looks like it's kind of halted for now. I don't think Senix want to walk in too far. Don't want to over pressure. I mean, they've got an advantage right now. Actually, yeah. Oh, yeah, they do. Those last couple fights have just swung it right back in their favor, and both XP and net worth have swung back over the 0 mark and all the way up to 7,500 in net worth, and about 3K in terms of XP as well. Clockwork goes for a hook, and this time it's good though. Gets 1 hero, pushes 2 back, and this fight is breaking up, and oh my god, the Winter's Curse catches 3. This fight is going to turn out huge. Light Strike Array, it lands on 2 BKB heroes, so they're going to have to rely on their physical damage. But the BKBs are good this fight. The Finger of Death catches Lena. Now they're looking for the Wyvern. They catch a glimpse of her as she walks over into the trees. Sees a Gem of True Sight on the ground, but she's not going to be able to TP out with this. Oh, she gets the Arctic Burn off, so she's going to be able to fly over and will get out of this fight, I think. Gyro Caesar. Oh no, the Lion catches the stun this time. And that's going to be another Wyvern. So 3 for 1. I don't even know where that gem was. I don't know who bought the gem. I don't know who is carrying the gem. I don't know why it was on the ground over here. That just... Where did that come from? Oh, wait. The Roche clock is... What? It's moving. I don't think it's right, though. Yeah, it responds in 10 seconds. What is this? What is this crap, Volvo? What is this crap? Get out of here. Game's broke. That was my favorite joke. I work in the games industry, and I used to be in QA. I'm a game designer now, but when I was in QA, I have designers come over to my desk and be like, "So how's the game doing?" And I just shout, "Game's broke!" And I always got a good laugh. Always got a good laugh. Lion working towards an Aghanim Scepter now. It's not an item we see all too often on him. It's not considered to be all that great because you really need an ability like Winter's Curse or like RP to bring everybody in close enough for that to do anything. But I feel it's really good against the Phantom Lancer because you don't need to target the right Phantom Lancer. You don't need to hit him properly. You just see the clump of them and you ulti it, and you know, of course you kill all the illusions because they take so much extra damage, and you obviously do a huge nuke to the real PL as well. So it's a good way to deal with this Phantom Lancer, and you know, really smart by this Lion. Now jumping right in, immediate finger up on to the Lina. They want to finish him off right off the bat. And oh my god, the Echo Slam, it's so good. It catches almost everybody. 2 heroes down on ASDF right now, but the Black King bars are active. And Senix, do they want to fight? The Lina buys back, and Wind Ranger trying to run circles around that Shadow Fiend, and oh my god, she gets a shackle into the focus fire. Gonna leave him alone for now though, because he does not want to get to risk getting picked off. But the Phantom Lancer going for a chase on the Gyrocopter finishes him off. So that is 3 heroes down on the side of ASDF, and there is buyback on the Gyro, but none on the support. So I think if they want, yeah, they can get the Roshan and then go into high ground. And Gyro has bought back. They want to defend this Rosh, but will they be able to get there in time? The focus fire is up onto the Roshan. The Phantom Lancer is working away. He's got a Monkey King bar as well. So Wyvern looking to kind of get over this cliff to get rid of that ward, but oh, Clockwork misses a hook once again. No Aghanim. So Dual Scepter is going crazy over here, but this Black King bar should allow Lina to maybe get out. She's taking a lot of physical damage from the right clicks, but if she walks up the high ground, oh, she's trying to juke through the trees, but no, spends a little bit too much time trying to get around from that, and does not find a way out of there. So ASDF does in fact defend the Roshan, and they're going to claim it for themselves. Aegis going to go on to the Shadow Fiend, it looks like. Oh no, Gyrocopter picks it up. So Gyro has now got himself an Aegis, a Butterfly, a Sanyasha, and the beginnings of a big Satanic to keep him alive. So a little bit short on damage, and I feel weird saying that when he's got 280, but you know, compared to other items that he could be getting, I mean, Phantom Lancer sitting well over 300 damage with the items that he's gotten right now. Shadow Fiend actually has not gone damage heavy himself, but will start to get some more damage after this, after he sells off his treads here. But we've got a Lina disconnect, and this game has certainly just gotten interesting, folks. I mean, we saw what I expected to be Senix's, you know, real comeback, and they were playing extreme. Ooh. Oh, okay, there's a reconnect. I was like, wait, what? Are we going without the reconnect? But yeah, I mean, they had a couple amazing fights with, you know, with the help of a Winter's Curse and a couple good Echo Slams. But you know, what they never really got was a, well, sorry, they need to have those stupid perfect engagements to avoid getting destroyed by the BKBs, because although they do have some appropriate answers to BKB, they've obviously got Focus Fire, they've got Laguna Blade, etc. What they don't have is, you know, real... They don't have a ton of damage. They don't have enough to chew through a full, you know, Satanic SF and Butterfly Gyrocopter when they both have BKBs up. I mean, it's just... It's a lot of damage, but it's not enough. So Clock throws out a hook on a couple of PL illusions, so he's not going to have that. God's Hand has been so liberal with his throwing of hooks this game. I mean, that big team fight top that lost them the racks, this fight up here, it started with him missing a hook, and then it started with Lion missing a Hex, and those two abilities being down was what allowed Senix to turn things around and get themselves a nice, easy engagement out of it all. But yeah, Monkey King bar now completed on the Wind Ranger, so once again, another answer to those BKBs, and I think this game is going to start to get a lot more even as those BKBs wear down in duration. There's 7 seconds on Gyro, and there's 5 seconds on the Shadow Fiend, so you know, the shorter those are, the better chance I think Senix has of taking this game. But once again, they're having a hard time dealing with the BKBs while they're up, which is when ASDF is doing the most damage. They activate the BKBs, and the Earthshaker, the Wyvern, and sometimes even the Lina dies right away, and then it's up to the Wind Ranger and the Phantom Lancer to try to do something about it. And Wind Ranger, she's not all that tanky. She's got damage, but you know, in a 1v1 slugfest with Shadow Fiend, she is going to lose. Obviously, provided Wind Run is not up. Got a Mystic Staff over here on Lina. I'm curious what she's going to build into with that. I would imagine a Sheepstick to hold down the Gyro and or the Shadow Fiend in whatever situation it calls for. However, she could also very well go for a Shiva's Guard. It gives her it gives her a lot of armor to survive a lot of this physical damage, and of course prevents her enemies from escaping or walking away from her while she's trying to blow their faces up. beginnings of a... Actually, he's got enough money for the butterfly right now if he wants to spend his buyback gold, but he doesn't even have surplus for his... Actually, he doesn't even have buyback himself, so, you know, whether or not he wants to go for this butterfly right now or not is a question he's going to have to answer very soon, as it looks like ASDF is ready to push. They've got the Aegis. They know the onus is on them to go after Senix, and they're pushing up the lane that they've got mega creeps in. They want to even the score here, and looks like they might. Wow. Gyro gets blown up right away, but he's got an Aegis, so they're ready to reinitiate. Will they be able to do it? Yeah, there we go. Pops out the Black King Bar. The Winter's Curse catches both, but Wyvern is far enough away that it doesn't matter that she is caught. Focus Fire working down this Gyrocopter. The Echo Slam goes. Actually, that was the Rubik's Echo Slam. He stole it from the Earthshaker, and now we've got 2 down on the side of Senix and 1 on the side of ASDF. Windranger still trying to do work, looking for that Rubik there, and a couple more auto attacks will seal the deal. 3 heroes down, 3 heroes up on either side. Dragon Slave not going to catch Eleanor quite yet, but turns around to go for that Requiem, but he gets used up himself. There, oh no, he's still got a BKB. I didn't think he did. And now the Phantom Lancer trying to chase down the line will get the kill and survives to tell about it. So one more pickoff. That is 3-1. And Shackle Shot not going to catch on the SF. Sorry, 3 for 2. Someone's asking in chat, yes, the AD2L finals are a best of 5. It's always been a best of 5, mostly just kind of to for the spectacle of it. I mean, people like watching best of 5s. It's interesting, and a lot of these teams, you know, they're going to go play 2 pub games of Dota after this anyway. So might as well have a little bit of fun with it. I mean. Are we suggesting that the small prize pool is worth a full 5 games of play? Probably not, but, you know, it's fun to play. The teams do have the option of playing a best of 3 if they agree to it. If they mutually both want a best of 3, they can play best of 3s. We've had BO3 finals before, but the teams talked about it in the lobby beforehand and decided they would like to do a best of 5. So best of 5 was what was settled on, and that's what's going to happen here. So. Hitting his prime. PL win rate by time, so most effective during the 50 to 60 minute mark, and that is what we have just hit here. So PL really starting to get to a stage of ultimate scariness here. Like I said, he's got that Monkey King bar, he's getting close to that butterfly, and actually, yeah, he's got the full butterfly being delivered here. So that is a butterfly on the Phantom Lancer, and do we have any MKBs on the other side of the field? We do not. So this evasion is actually going to mean quite a bit. Fight breaking out here as a Shackle Shot catches 2. And the Focus Fire goes out on the Clockwork, but a great Winter's Curse catches all 3. Are they going to be able to bring down the Gyrocopter? He is dropping really low, but he's starting to lifesteal back up with that Helm of the Dominator, and now Shadow Fiend kind of deflecting the pressure from the Windranger. She's just going to TP out. They don't have anything to keep her in place, and she gets out of that fight. So they trade Alina for a support and, well, the Clockwork, which at this point I'm not sure if you want to call him a core. He is a core hero, but he's not carrying this game the way the Lina, the Windranger, the Phantom Lancer, the Gyro, the SF are. So I would kind of classify the Clockwork as more of a support in this stage of the game. He's worth about as much as a support in terms of utility and in terms of just overall carry potential, despite being the 3 position in this game. Check out the graphs once again and see where we stand. Yeah, it's been so even, bouncing back and forth over this line in terms of XP, but XP not as reliable a stat at this stage of the game because a lot of heroes are hitting that level 25 mark. The net worth is what's really going to matter in this 50 to 60 minute stage, and we're sitting at about a 7,500 advantage with Senix, and of course the net worth advantages are... they become less important as this game goes on. And Wyvern, once again, spots out a smoke gank. We saw him do that earlier on in the game, like minute 8 or something like that. He was walking through here, saw 3 heroes running into his jungle, and just flew right back over the cliff and was fine. So Wyvern doing a really good job of scaling that out and make sure that those 2 are kept safe. 31 to 34, this kill score. I can't believe this game is this close. These teams are definitely deserving to be in the finals here, and I mean, rightfully so. They performed amazingly throughout the season. I'm pretty sure my team lost to Senix in the first round of the finals, and we got stopped. Well, not the playoffs, not the finals. First round of the playoffs, we got trashed by these guys. So It's been a long, tough road, but they both made it here, and the winner of this game gets a cash prize of, I believe, $110. So there is something on the line. That's $22 a person, and that's US. So if you live up here in Canada, that's like 50 bucks. So nice and hefty prize pool for an amateur tournament. I mean, free to enter, and of course you got nice big money on, well, not big money, but that's beer money, man. You get your team together, you take your $110, and you pay for a night of, you know, pitchers of beer. You can get everybody good and drunk on $110. So I say that's how you do it. This is my team. This is how I do it. Be like, everybody, we are going out. We're gonna party. We're gonna get booze, and then we're gonna go to strippers. But we won't have money for the strippers, so we'll just walk in there, and very shortly thereafter.
Incoming.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
There it goes.
Double damage.
This Rubik, man, he's a sad Rubik. 54 minutes, he's sitting at level 14 and does not yet have a Blink Dagger, a Force Staff, or any item beyond his initial Bracer. Like, this is just... Alright, fight breaking out the mid lane. Didn't paying attention to this. Winter's Curse actually catches both teams as per the Lotus Orb. The Shadow Fiend has gone down in exchange for the Winter Wyvern. He's going to buy back, but the Gyro drops. That is a big one. He's going to buy back as well. They're looking for the Clockwork. Will they be able to track him down? They will indeed. Chasing him down. There he goes. Buyback on the Wyvern as well. They want to make sure that this fight does not end up lost. And buyback on both of the cores of ASDF. Senix are going to be happy to back out of that and look for a fight on another day. But the double damage rune on the Phantom Lancer was what really made that fight. I kind of got to that fight a little bit later, so I was looking at the Rubik. But yeah, it was all the Phantom Lancer that tore that apart. But ASDF, recognizing that they have the power right now because of those buybacks, they're going to go straight into Roshan, and they're going to pick themselves up Aegis and Cheese. So drop your stick, drop your stick, drop your stick. It is Aegis and Cheese. Let's do this, friends. And there he goes. Cheese on the SF and Aegis on the Gyrocopter. What? Oh yeah, Yule Scepter gets traded in by the Shadow Fiend. I think that's more than appropriate for the Cheese. So despite not having buybacks anymore, Gyro and SF will both have an extra life apiece. So this next fight will, well, the next fight that happens will probably end up more so in ASDF's favor. But I think Senix will probably just kind of control the map. They do have really good ward coverage. They've got this ward right up here, nice and aggressive. They've also got this one in the lane to spot out if anybody's moving up. No wards in the jungle area quite yet, but they can certainly address that if they need to. They have map control right now, so if they want to kind of choke it out and wait for that Aegis to expire, they certainly can. They're going to, I mean, almost certainly right now, they're going to play passive and wait for ASDF to buck up and fight them, because, oh, maybe not. Say they're going to play passive, but Fox just goes right up on top and kills off the Gyrocopter, burns his Aegis, and is now looking to escape. The Clockwork's trying to chase him down, but he gets a Doppelganger out into the trees, and he's just going to TP out. They can't stop him. This line of trees didn't break, and so he was able to get out. Now, Lena's actually going to get spotted out here. What? She turns on the BKB, and Lion blinks out, and she just ulties a creep. I don't even know what to say to that. That was perfect. Oh no! Alright, the rocket hits, and they have been chasing this the whole time. They are going to find a kill on Lena. But PL looked like he was ready to fight, but gets slowed up by something. I don't know where he was slowed up. The Winter's Curse catches two there, and PL trying to go to work, but is he going to survive this? He's got to run away from this, and they're trying to bring him down, but the Winter's Curse, the Cold Embrace, rather. This, oh man. Winter Wyvern just earned her spot on the team right there. That was it. Beautiful, beautiful Cold Embrace, keeping the PL alive in a situation where otherwise, with any other hero by his side, he would have died. And that's going to be it. So 2 heroes down right now, but oh man, Wind Ranger grabs a beautiful shackle shot, and that's going to be the end of the gyrocopter. He is down for 130 seconds with no buyback. Where is the Shadow Fiend in all this? He's been farming mid, did not have the BOTs to be able to come there for the fight, and that is 3 heroes down, all without buyback. Gyro, most importantly, for ASDF. Senix.DOTA might have found their opening. 30 seconds, Lena and Earthshaker are both going to be back up, and everyone on ASDF is still going to be down. They're going to go in, start moving in towards this fight, and Lena, she could buy Boots of Travel when she gets back up, but that does mean she won't have her buyback gold. So I think she's probably just going to want to walk up the lane, which could hinder their pushing potential. The time it takes her to get to the other side of the base, 4 heroes will be up, so I mean, it's really going to be a question of what they can pull off, but we'll see if this... yeah, we'll see what happens here. We'll see what the choices are. We'll see if she goes for those Boots of Travel. Looks like she's just going to TP out of the base to get there a little bit faster and then run for the rest of it. But they are going to have a very small window here where the supports aren't quite ready to fight, and that they can move up. And yeah, Wind Ranger instantly starts with a focus fire on the building, brings down the tier 3 towers, and now the illusions are chasing Eleanor out from this base. He's actually put his cheese in the base and is opting to go back for the Yule Scepter. I'm not sure what the decision behind this is. I think cheese is probably better in this engagement, just because the Yule's really doesn't have much. Finger of Death going to go out, catches all the illusions, but oh man, Laguna Blade being spent onto the Shadow Fiend. He's going to try to Satanic back up, and he does manage to get up to full health, but range, the melee racks are gone, and the range they're going to go down as well. Oh, wow, okay. So Winter's Curse being spent on an illusion. Clockwork's going to go for a hook in, lands on the Wind Ranger, but she Force Staffs herself back out. Shadow Fiend up on the front line, clearing out the creep wave. But looks like 5 heroes are going to walk away from this completely safe on the side of Senix.DOTA. They have found themselves 2 sets of racks, completely clean, and have kept their base safe this entire game. I really can't say who's been the better team in terms of fighting, but in terms of pushing and gaining objectives, Senix's lineup has it in the bag. The Wind Ranger, the PL, all really good at cracking down buildings. Gyro, he fights well, and Shadow Fiend, he fights well, but they do not have pushing power, and that has been their downfall in this 60-plus minute game. 12,000 team net worth advantage in for Senix.DOTA, and 12,000 in terms of XP as well. They are just rocking this board, and I think ASDF has realized it's now or nothing. They've got to go. They're pushing across the map. They've got 5 heroes bucked up, ready to fight on mid. But Senix, they're ready to go as well. I mean, they're healing everybody up in base. They're making sure everyone's nice and safe, ready to go. And when this fight breaks out, they're all going to have buybacks. So what is the buyback status looking like? Yeah, we've got all 3 cores on Senix have buyback and ready to go. No one on ASDF does. They have bought out. They are ready to go. They want this fight more than anything, and this is their one and only opportunity. They have to fight through 8 potential heroes to make this fight happen in their favor. But if they can do it, this will be the game. This is the grand finals, ladies and gentlemen. Game 2 of the best of 5. This is it. Like I said, 110 bucks on the line. That's not a ton, but it's not a little amount either. Just being very careful with our positioning. Support staying as far back as possible. Smoke up by Senix. Oh. Alright, Clock misses a hook because of it, but... Oh, that sneeze had been sitting on my nose for probably a half an hour, and I was trying to ignore it, There it happens. My apologies for doing that if it sounded really loud in the microphone. I really don't want to be hurting your guys' ears. I like to think of my voice as smooth and calming, and it's not smooth and calming, it's sneezing in your face. Lion alting a wave of creeps to just clear it out there. Of course, that's a 20-second cooldown. Oh, that was scary there. Gets a blink away. If PL had landed the lance there, that would have been a dead lion for sure. PL pretty close to his 6 slaughter as he can be. He can still buy a Moonshard and feed it, and he actually has enough surplus gold that is possible for him without wasting his buyback right now. So we'll probably see him do that pretty quickly here, but yeah, for now he's just holding on to his gold. He's got over 9k in the bank, and seeing with that push failed from ASDF, Senix is ready to go. They realize that they can defend if they lose this fight, so they might as well go for it. And good Winter's Curse catches out the SF. Winter trying to do work, but she's going to get bursted down really quickly. Zelina's going to fall there as well. The Earthshaker goes in for his Echo Slam, and PL trying to fight it, but he gets hexed up and is not having an easy way out of this fight. He's got his Doppelganger if he can find a way out of this, but Ultra Kill for YOLO Swag at this point. And actually, SF going to fall as Fox tries to fight his way through this, and he does get 1 on his way out, but trading the 1 for the 5 I think is an acceptable trade for ASDF. So they find the fight they want. They get Gyro a heaping pile of gold. He's got close to 6k, so maybe if he wants to go for that Rapier, he could trade in his Helm of the Dominator right now and go for it, but all 5 heroes have buyback, so it's going to be really hard for ASDF to take any objectives off this. I don't think Senix is going to let them have a single lane of racks if they decide to push. And they really can't push anyways. These waves are pushing in really aggressively, and despite the Finger of Death here and the Gyrocopter's pushing potential, they just don't have enough to make sure that these lanes are cleared. And of course, we can't tell what time Roche is going to be up because this clock is broken, Volvo. So we don't know when they're going to have another Aegis, when they're going to have another Cheese, but it looks for now that the entire Senix lineup will respawn before anyone hits their base. Maybe not. ASDF starting to push rather aggressively, and it took a while to gather their senses and put everything together and heal up and clear out the waves and stuff, but they are ready to go now. And Surf walks right into the Gyrocopter and actually dies. So he's back dead, and actually he spent his buyback. How close is he? Okay, his passive gold will get him buyback before his respawn, which is the important part. I think the time it takes him for that passive gold, yeah, that'll be up before anything else. But yeah, everyone's respawned naturally, and there's no Roshan to speak of, so ASDF has really not found what they wanted, which was objective. They wanted something out of that fight. They cleared 5 for 1, but they couldn't get a tier 3 tower. They couldn't get a Roshan. They couldn't even really farm because they were so busy dealing with the half gold mega creeps. So, I mean, it's really unfortunate, and it's put them in a position where they're just uncomfortable right now. They need to prepare for the next fight, but they have no way to do so. They don't know when the Roche is going to be up. And, hook in onto the Wind Ranger. She's going to force staff out, but get telekinesis up and thrown to the other side of the cogs. The Echo Slam from the Echo Slam on the Rivet goes down. But he's going to get out. The physical, or not going to get out, right? The physical damage is too great from the Gyrocopter, but meanwhile, Kill is in their base, killing their Shadow Fiend. And he's going to continue on, looking for the kill on the Gyrocopter. Will he find it? The BKB has been expended. He's going to doppelganger forward. And there it goes. Finger of Death hits all the illusions, but I don't think he cares anymore. There's no one that can deal enough damage to bring him down. But he is really low health, and the Shadow Fiend buys back for this. He's going to go for a doppelganger. Will he find a way out of this? He's going to try, but no. Raze catches him, and the Phantom Lancer is going to die. But he does a decent amount of chip damage to the tower. He coaxes a buyback out of the Shadow Fiend, and I think that was actually the Gyrocopter as well. Gyrocopter buys back, yeah. So there was 2 buybacks there, which means that once again, the entirety of the Senix.DOTA lineup has buyback. Only Lion on the side of ASDF has his own buyback, and well, I mean, he's gonna save it. He doesn't matter right now. He is very much irrelevant. Gyrocopter spent some gold. What did he spend it on? Courier had a Reaper on. Where's the Courier? Oh, Courier was... Oh, that must have gotten sniped by PL before the last fight. Oh, interesting. I didn't catch that bit. So, he was hoping to pick himself up a Reaver, start going for that Satanic, but instead he's going to have to settle for an Aegis. But once again, ASDF grabs themselves an Aegis, and, well, they will grab a Cheese here on the Courier. So, I think they still have to... No. Clockwork definitely ate the cheese from before, so there is... Oh wait, no, he didn't eat the cheese from before. So they have 2 cheeses on their team right now, and they're starting to build up the potential to fight, but it's been proven twice now that regardless of how well their fight goes, they just can't gather objectives. Like, they need desperation at it right now. They need a rapier. They need something to put them back into this scary, swingy position, because at this point, if Senix.DOTA just continues to play the way they have, ASDF is never going to crack the base, even if they win a fight. Phantom Lancer has now opted to get rid of his Diffusal Blade and instead just go for the Abyssal Blade. And I think this is really smart because it's gotten to a point where his illusions just aren't doing all that much anymore. I mean, sure they were adding to his damage. Well, I mean, sure they'll always add to his damage, but the amount of damage that this mana burn was giving him is pretty minimal. It's 12 mana per attack. Oh, sorry, that's only from range. 25 mana attack per attack. So, is it really worth it to, you know, to put all your eggs in burning mana for extra damage? It's, you know, it's 25 extra damage. Instead of going, you know, okay, so wait, let's do the numbers. 35 agility is 35 damage, plus the 25 damage, plus the mana burn. So you're looking at roughly 60 damage. The agility doesn't translate one-to-one on illusions, so they're a little bit weaker, but you're getting about 60 damage out of that Diffusal Blade on your main hero. Switching over to the Abyssal Blade gives him 85 damage, plus the Bash chance, which Bash has 60 damage on it as well. So you are going to be just fine trading that out, but it's really going to come down to how the team fight plays out, really, because this gives him a little bit more single target. It allows him to lock down the Gyrocopter, lock down the Shadow Fiend, and just beat the crap out of him. But in a scenario where the fight is spread out and he's creating a lot of illusions, he might not be doing as much to the support as he'd like to. So maybe Lion finds a little bit more of an opportunity to jump in there, get that ulti off, and just work down that that army of PL illusions. Clockwork has picked up that Aghanim, so those hook shots are not going to mean as much if he misses them anymore. So doing a little bit better. Once again, Gyro nearing Rapier territory, and like I said, I think you got to put all your eggs in the same basket here. Like, I don't think Senix is going to be aggressive, and if they are, you have a high ground advantage with the Rapier and an Aegis. Like, I think that's what you go for, honestly. Trade in the BKB, because honestly, it's not doing you all that much anymore. Like, sure, it might save you from a single stun, but to be honest, the fights are going on long enough that it turns into nothing but physical damage. I mean, Earthshaker uses his Echo Slam, the Winter's Curse goes down, there's maybe a couple Lina spells, but in the end, all that ends up happening in the fight is everybody takes a little tickling of damage from non-primary spells, and then, well, non-ultimate abilities, then the BKBs wear off, and Laguna Blade, Phantom Lancer physical damage, and Windranger Focus Fire go down, and that's what ends the fight. So I think, honestly, in this case, BKB is almost a sellable item. And I know some people would argue with me on that. BKB, you know, should always be in your late game, but I mean, at this point, I think these heroes are tanky enough, and the skills are kind of a lot of, like I said, non-ultimate skills are getting obsolete at this stage of the game, and you know, I think you can survive a stun or two to, you know, we'll see. We will see. These guys know better than I do. That's why they put my ass to be in these grand finals here. So I won't question them too much, and we'll just wait for this next engagement to break out. Senix know that they've got a huge mountain to climb going up to the high ground here. They know that there's a huge, ugly fight awaiting them that they probably can't win. And so they're being very careful about how and where they go, and just hoping to maybe chip out damage here and there, push the waves in. And ASDF, they just want Senix to come to them, because fighting outside the base is super risky. If they get one hero picked off, if they're a little bit too far apart, things could just completely unravel for them. Hey, Lerka! Yes, we are only on game 2. It is a 72-minute game at this point, which is just utter redonkulousness. I kind of jinxed myself, actually. I was talking earlier about how I hadn't casted too many, you know, multiple hour-plus games in my time, and how I didn't know how casters did it when they were drinking water all the time and had to go to the bathroom, and thankfully I got a bathroom break this game, but, you know, it's been a long and painful one. Gonna go for a Hex out here on Fox. Will they be able to bring him down? They've got the stun. They're holding him in place. The Finger of Death goes out. There's the Telekinesis, and they bring down the Phantom Lancer. Well played there. A good jump by the Lion, and he didn't miss the Hex this time. That is a kill, and they see some some opposition on the other side of the map, but I don't think they're going to be able to find the kill here. Clockwork's looking for a hook, but he doesn't have the vision anymore to make it happen. But Gyro has gone for the rapier. They're ready to do it. The Aegis is worn off, and he's going to use that slot for the Divine Rapira. Here it is, friends. I knew it was going to happen sooner or later, and it had to. I mean, like I said, ASDF has had their base picked apart for so long, they need to be able to fight. The buybacks are back up for Gyro and Shadow Fiend, which means I think ASDF are a lot more comfortable pushing out across this map. Only Rubik and Clockwork do not have buybacks on the side of ASDF, and I think they're fine with that. Those two heroes do not contribute as much as everyone else, so it's really going to be on the other three to make these fights happen. They're pushing up. They've got the rapier, but Shadow Fiend isn't with them. He's got boots of travel though, so he can move in on this wave, and we're going to see him TP in right here. So there we are. They're ready to go, and the high ground push is approaching. Can ASDF crack this? Can they make it happen? They get a great hook shot in on the Lena, but she force-staffs out right away, and the Clockwork is just causing havoc right on the front line. But the SF is dropped relatively low. Focus Fire goes out, but the Wind Ranger's Wind run will not mean a thing to those Monkey King bars. That's 2 deaths right away, but we've got 2 buybacks to match. They're trying to hold on for the PL. They do not want him to buy back when he's got 5 seconds left. They're holding it on, and Tier 3 tower goes down. The PL is going to come back up, and 2 buybacks are spent in exchange for a death on the Shadow Fiend. But Rapier still stands on the gyrocopter, and we're going to have Roshan, whenever the hell this clock decides it wants to show me what time it is. So, game back to a stalemate. Back to a stalemate. Jeez. Jeez. Got a smoke up here, though. Senix looking to maybe put the nail in the coffin if they can find a kill and shut this down. Oh, Clockwork. He walls off the wrong side of the fight, I think, as the Lena comes in, but not able to find any hexes or Yules or anything of the sort. There we go. They actually catch the Lion with that stun, and he... Oh, man. He's going to eat the cheese, but Yules is up, and that is the setup for the stun that they need. They catch the Lion. The Clockwork is down as well. All 3 of them have buyback, though. The Shadow Fiend, the Lion, and the Clock all able to come back into this fight if they need to. And Senix, do they want... What? Peel is going back to push out mid. I don't see why you do... Well, actually, they don't have a creep wave mid. Or they don't have a creep wave on. I thought they had a creep wave coming in, but they do not. And, so yeah, they're gonna clear this out. Focus Fire goes in on the tower. You can bash towers? What? No way that just happened. That's gotta be a reborn bug. Alright, fight breaking out here. BKBs are active, and the Gyro, he's the one we want to pay. Oh, and no, the Gyro died! Where's his rapier? Where's his rapier? Where is it? Who's the rapier? Who's the...
Dyer's middle tower is under attack.
Oh, it's on the Earthshaker. Whoa, that's scary.
Middle tower
You don't want to eat that enchant totem. Fox gets hexed up here, but I think he can turn and fight this. Oh, the Finger of Death catches him, but the Glimmer Cave gets him out alive, and the buybacks have been used. Oh man, this is just everywhere a fight. There's everything going on everywhere. It is hard to control the camera for a fight like this. This is just insane. But in the end, racks are held. ASDF hold on to this, but they lose their rapier, most importantly. And, well, not, like, I guess not most importantly for them, but that is the most important thing to happen in that fight. And we see Earthshaker holding on to that now. I mean, at this stage of the game, I would almost say just dump the rapier. Just throw it in your base, don't bother using it. Because if you bring it into a fight, and Surf gets blown up, and Gyro gets a chance to get that back, that's how you could potentially lose the game. And, you know, it's nice to have that little bit of extra damage, but to be honest, Surf is not going to get the opportunity to get those enchant totem attacks that he wants to get. Fox, mid lane, oh, if he dies here, he will... Oh, actually, he does still have buyback. He never uses buyback, so he's going to jump up to the high ground here. He uses the butterfly flutter effect to run away from this, and he should be able to get out, I think. Oh, no, he's got 30 seconds on his TP. His TP got canceled there. So he's going to have to go for a really long Yog in the woods to get out. This just stops to kill the effigy. I love it. That is just so cool. Alright, he's dead, but he does have a buyback, and the lanes are pushed. So once again, I doubt that Senix is going to be facing any pressure on their base. But who knows? I mean, if you know, if ASDF decide that this is it, their top lane is pushed far enough that they can just go straight down mid and hope for the best. But, I mean, PL has the buyback. He can do whatever. I'm surprised we haven't seen any moon shards yet. Like I said, he's got a full diffusal blade sitting in his inventory. He's got 9,000 surplus on top of his he's got 9,000 surplus on top of his buyback gold. Like, just buy the moon shard. It can't hurt, especially when you have a basher. Shadow Fiend, I can kind of understand it, but his buyback's on cooldown. Well, actually, yeah, his buyback's on cooldown, so he doesn't even need to save it. He can just go for a moon shard right now. That's a lot of attack damage, or attack speed for him. Gyro's going to start working towards another rapier. That's all he can really go at this point. He's got the demon edge. He will, of course, need that additional 3,000 gold, but it looks like they're ready to go. We are sitting at 80 minutes in only game number 2. I think if ASDF wins, the teams might just agree to cut this down to a best of 3. I think that's actually a very real possibility after this game. Hookshot in, catches 2. They should both be able to get out of this, but the 4th tap's going to go off, and Words is on the outside, gets a Winter's Curse out on the Shadow Fiend. They're focus firing him down. Will they be able to bring him down? There we go. That is it for the Shadow Fiend. He does not have buyback. If they can get rid of the Gyrocopter as well, this could be the end of it, but he is fighting up as valiantly as he can, but the 2 cores are down without buyback. PL has gone to the enemy's base. Their boots are traveling in. They know that they can do this. They're going for the jugular, and Senix.DOTA is going to take game number 2. Yeah, there's no way they hold this. Surf has brought the Divine Rapier. He is whacking away at the Ancient. They want to bring him down, get that back, and sure enough, the Rapier's on the ground, but I don't think that matters. There we go. GG, well played. 80 minutes is your game time, and that is going to be it for Game 2 of the AD2L Season 8 Grand Finals. Like I said, we might have cut this down to 3 if ASDF had managed to pull that through there, but I think Senix was, well, I think having Senix win that, I doubt ASDF is going, or I doubt Senix is going to agree to cutting the series down, or other way around. Whatever. I'm tired. That was a long game. Anyways, guys, we're going to be going to a game number 3 and potentially match point for Senix Esports if they can bring it to a close. Thank you guys so much for watching. We're going to have a very short break here while the teams regroup and we get back in the next lobby. So stick around. Game 3 is going to be real. These teams have been duking it out so hard this game, and it's been an absolute blast bringing you these games. So thank you guys so much for watching, and we will be back with more of the AD2L Season 8 Grand Finals.